Okay, so today I'm going to talk about what happens when the angel of the Lord are not protecting you. So if you haven't seen the video where I talked about when the angels of the Lord are protecting you and the things that you're going to experience, please make sure you check that video. In this one, I'm going to talk about what happens when they are not protecting you. Okay, so as Christians, I did explain this in the other video. Please make sure you watch that first. I talked about how angels are kind of like below us a little bit, as the Bible has described in Philippians. And angels work on our behalf. Okay, the angels that God has assigned in our life, they work as a servant on our behalf. They protect us, they give us divine instruction, they give us information about people, they do things on our behalf spiritually. And so I'm going to talk about what happens when they're not protecting you and why that happens. So one of the main reasons why the angel of the Lord may not be protecting you, or you're not getting divine protection, is that you're not yielding to spiritual instructions. You're disobeying spiritual instructions. You're disobeying divine instructions. And when you disobey divine instructions, you are no longer protected by the angels that God has assigned in your life. And so what type of instructions? Anything regarding you. So if the angel of the Lord has told you don't eat bananas, and you do eat bananas and the consequences shows up, obviously when we ask God for forgiveness and we plead to God and everything, he does forgive us. You will go through that consequences for a little while before you get the answer of what to do in order for it to be resolved, but you may have caused more damage than necessary. If the angel of the Lord is telling you not to go to a particular event that you want to go to, they won't follow you to that event. Okay, so in the previous video, I talked about when you go to an event and the angel of the Lord is following you, you're going to encounter people who are assigned to help you that day. And you're going to feel like these people are willingly helping you, like you're the president's child, in every step of the way to your destination and every step of the way from the destination back to your house. With this one, when the angel of the Lord is not following you to a particular event, you're going to, in some cases, miss the location intentionally. I have gone to an event where I knew where it was. Like, I knew the location. I was at the city of where it was supposed to happen, and I could not find the building. This thing sounds so funny. I couldn't find the building. I knew the building. I've seen the building. I spent one whole hour walking around the estate looking for the building, looking for the building, looking for the building. I kid you not, I could not find the building. And whenever I ask people who lived around there, where is this place? They'll tell me, I don't know, I don't know. And I'm thinking, how do you not know? Like, you've been living here all your life. How do you not know this building? You've been here. Guys, after my crying that day and me getting moody and pissed off and fed up, and I said to myself, should I just go home? Should I just go home? Eventually, I came across this bus driver. Out of all the bus drivers I asked, they all told me that they don't know. I came across this particular bus driver, and he was like, I know where this place is. I'll take you there. When I got on the bus and he dropped me, I realized that I had walked past this building for a whole 1 hour. Oh God. Because you know why? My angels were not following me to that event. They weren't following me to that event. It wasn't a club. It wasn't a pub. It was a motivational conference. The angel of the Lord was not following me there at all. They were not. I was roaming about the building was here, and I'm walking around it 1 hour looking for it. I couldn't find it. Because the angel of the Lord was not protecting me there. Eventually, when I found it and I got into the venue and I, participated in a conference, I regret going to the conference. I absolutely regretted it. Absolutely regretted it. Absolutely regretted it. I just thought, damn, if only I had listened not to go. If only I had knew that I shouldn't be at this event. It would have saved me a lot of money and time. So that's what happens when the angel of the Lord is not following you. You will not encounter people who will help you. And if you do, it will take a lot of frustration before you encounter such a person. Another thing that will happen when the angel of the Lord is not following you to a particular event or to a particular destination, you are going to get wounded. You know, we hear things like people going to a party and someone shot them, people driving, they got involved in a car crash. You know, we hear all these accidents. And the reason why some of us have never been involved is not because we're lucky. It's not because we're God's favorite. It's because of divine protection. It's God's angel protecting us. That's the reason why we've never encountered such a thing. And so when God's angels are not following you there, you will be part of those people who will encounter such things. Things that are so extreme that as a child of God, you shouldn't experience it. You will experience that if the angel of the Lord is not following you there. And that's why it's important when you receive that divine instruction not to go, please don't go. It doesn't matter how good it looks on the outside, don't go. Some of you might not receive divine instruction, but your whole body doesn't feel like going. Let me tell you how I know that I shouldn't be going somewhere. When, let's say like a week before or a week ago, I said, oh, I'm going to go to that shopping center. I'm going to go to that shopping center, and I'm excited and I'm happy and I got an outfit and everything ready and bam. And then the day arrives and I'm feeling all this body pain and weakness. And I'm just like, what is all of this? And I'm doing everything I can to get rid of that pain and it's not going. I'm doing everything I can to get some energy and I'm not getting it. And the minute I say, oh, I don't think I'm going to go anymore, the pain is gone. The pain is gone. My body is okay. Everything is fine. And then I'm thinking, what's going on? What happened? All right. In the past, I couldn't understand why this thing used to happen. And then I realized it's a way of my body, the spirit in me, telling me, don't go. We don't want you to go there. There are times where I'll be invited to a party and I'll say, yeah, I want to go. And I really do want to go. But, you know, I would see it in a dream that if you go, you're not getting any protection. And they're going to rob something from you spiritually. So I know that I can't go. Because your angel knows the people that are going to be there. They know what's going to happen. And when the angel of the Lord is following you, they don't want you in places that there's a lot of dark activities going on. Okay, we're all aware that there's dark activities happening in parties everywhere. We see it in these celebrities, we see it in the songs, we hear it in the lyrics. They're everywhere. And so what the angel is doing is making sure that you don't fall a victim of these things. That's why some people fall a victim of these things, and that's why some people will never, because God's protection is always, always, always there. Always there. So they don't fall a victim of these things. Now, another thing is you become vulnerable to your enemies. Once the angel of the Lord is no longer with you, you become vulnerable to the attack of the enemy. As Christians, the Bible has made it clear that weapon will be formed against us. But the guarantee that God has given to us is that it will not prosper. Now, if the angel of the Lord is not with you and they're not fighting on your behalf, unfortunately, it can prosper. If you don't obey divine instruction, if you don't, if you don't listen to what the Holy Spirit is telling you, to what angels are telling you, to what God is trying to tell you, it could prosper. And the harm and the damage and the long-term effect could take a long time to recover from. So As a spiritual person, as a godly spiritual person, because there are many spiritual people, but not all is godly. Okay, we've got gurus, we've got in Nigeria sometimes we call them herbalists. You know, there are many spiritual people, but not all is light, some is dark. So as a godly spiritual person, angels are helping us fight our battles. And because you're godly and spiritual, there's a light that shines from the inside out. And people in the dark can see that more than yourself. They can see that. It's a glow. It's a glow. It's not a glow that comes from drinking water. It's not a glow that comes from skincare. It's a glow that when you walk into a building, like you're there. You don't say anything, but they know you're there. It's there. It's there. They look into your eyes. It's there. The light is there. It's on the forehead, usually on the forehead. And so when you find people who look at your forehead for a long period of time, they're seeing that light. They're seeing it. That's why you might talk to some people and you notice that they're just looking at the forehead and you're wondering what's on the forehead. It's that light that's in the middle of the forehead. And what you find is some people can't dare to just look you eye to eye and talk, because that glow, that light is just so bright. Think about it. When the sun is shining, when it's like 33, 34, 35, 36 degrees and the sun is out, what do people do? They're doing this, right? They're doing this, or some people are putting on the glasses. Some people are putting on sunscreen. Everyone's trying to avoid it because it's too bright. And that's how it is for a godly spiritual person. The light is bright. And so when the light is so bright, people in the dark, they see it. And the first thing they want to do is to take the light out. They take the light out because why? The light is seeing things that it shouldn't see. Your eyes is seeing things that ordinary people who don't have that light can't see it. And they know you're seeing it. So even when they tell you things, they're thinking about it because they can see that you're seeing beyond what they're saying. You're seeing beyond what's even happening. They know that. And so if the angel of the Lord is not with you, because you've got a light that makes you stand out and make people know that you're there, you're vulnerable to attack. You're probably the first target for an attack. And so that is why you have to listen to that divine instruction. You have to. Even if you're like, oh, I wish I could go. No. Just know, always remember, it's for protection. God does not have a problem with you having fun. He doesn't have a problem with you, enjoying your life. But places where dark activities are happening, he doesn't want you there. He just doesn't want you there. And it's just a form of protection. Okay? It's a form of protection. Let me just see if I've said everything on my notes. Another thing about angels not being there for you is that you don't receive divine instructions. Okay, so it's important that we're constantly receiving divine instructions, constantly receiving divine information, because we know what's going on around us. We know what we should stay away from, what we shouldn't stay away from, especially, people in the workplace, people that you work with. There are times I've joined a community and the angel of the Lord would tell me, look at that individual, be very careful of that person. And once I get that instruction from the angel of the Lord, I know that that's not a person I need to get close to. That's not a person I need to bribe. That's not a person that I need to be playing with or going on lunch with or, asking that person to give me a lift. No, that's not the person to be doing that with. The minute you receive an instruction that says, be careful of that person, you have to set extra boundaries for that person. And you have to play it cool. You cannot fight that person. Don't argue with that person. Don't try to prove a point and say, oh, well, the law of the land says I have right and I can say whatever I want to say. No. Okay? Because what we're fighting against is not the flesh. It's not the law of the land. It's what's going on in the spirit. That's what we're fighting against. And unfortunately, the law of the land that tells you that you have, what is it? Freedom of speech. That don't exist in the spiritual realm. That don't exist. So once you get that instruction, be careful of such a person. You have to take extra caution of that person. But if the person says hi to you, say hi. If you're saying hi to the person and they don't say hi back, just keep going. Keep it moving. Don't even be like, oh, didn't you see me? Why did, no, just keep it moving. I don't know why I'm talking about this in this video, because the video was not supposed to go in this direction, but I believe somebody needed to hear it. You have to be very careful. Don't just think that, oh, this person is a Christian, so we could talk about this, we could do this, no. It's not how it works, okay? So these are the things that happen when the angel of the Lord is not with you. But it's very important that we get divine instructions, divine information. It could come from anyone. It could come from your parents to your siblings, but at the same time, you need to know whether it's truly from God or not. Anyway, that is it for this video. If you have any questions, you can email me personally, or you can send me a message on TikTok or leave a comment. And I do respond to people's comment, but if it's a case where you're trying to argue with me, trying to prove a point, or you're being rude, I'm not going to respond to any of that. I'm just going to leave you alone. But if it's a question where I've got an answer to it and I think I can help you out, I will respond. So that's it. And I will see you all next time. Bye.